Hope you guys are ready. Hope you guys are ready for this. Pillars of Gold. Spawning in the upper right-hand corner. Representing Shopify. It is our blue Zerg player, TLO. And his opponent in the lower left-hand corner, representing the JuggerNation. And every streamer on Twitch. It is our red Terran player, JuggernautJason. Now things are looking fairly standard here for both of these guys. Got a hatch first. We've got gas, pool. Jason sending across his SCV. We saw Jason play against Armani recently, and he seemed to really be favoring Battlemech against Zerg. So that is what I expect here. Again, these guys do hit each other on ladder. I don't know how much recently, but I know, you know, they're both very high on the NA ladder, so they're gonna hit each other. They're also near each other, like physically, so they hit each other a decent amount on the NA ladder. So I expect both players to be really familiar with how the other plays. You know, TLO is gonna know that Jason wants to go for Battlemech, and Jason's probably gonna know how TLO likes to counter it. But I think we're gonna end up just having it be pure like skill rather than, ooh, let me come up with this interesting strategy. As much as I do love TLO's strategies. And I feel like a lot of TLO's creative power isn't in strategies that are good like one-offs, like a Bly, or like we saw from Starkiller. It's good like once in a series. A lot of TLO's creative power, oh, that Reaper gets out, just barely. A lot of his creative power is in stuff that can help every game. It's like thinking about the game in a different way than a lot of players. Same thing with like, maybe a little less so like for cats, but figuring out how to play, you know who's a good example of this, but for different races? Maru. Figuring out how to play like open in a really strange way, a really different way, make the other player uncomfortable and still go into a solid macro game. That kind of thing. And like TLO hotkeying creep tumors and doing the queen drop to spread creep and like that kind of stuff that just other people just don't. They just don't do it. That's like classic TLO. So I don't think he's gonna have some like crazy strategy against Jason, but he's still a very good player, and it's gonna be tough for JuggernautJason to take him out here. Cloaked Banshees to start out. I wonder if he'll end up going for Banshee speed, or if it's just going to be getting a couple Cloak boys, sending them over. Cloak girls, I guess. Hellions are pretty standard. First two going across the map with the Reaper. I like that the next two are staying at home with the Marine for now. This Ling's going to come up and be like, hey, can I get in? Jason's like, absolutely not. Get the heck out of here, dude. Oh, and actually it's an armory. Okay. I don't know where this armory is. Where is this armory? That's why I couldn't find it. It was hidden. All right, guys, we got to be really quiet. Like, shh. TLO doesn't know about this armory right now. And he's got more Lings on the way. I don't see a Roach Warrant at all. And this is exactly what this build is supposed to be for. This build is the, you want to build Lings and Queens? I'm going to kill you for it build. And TLO doesn't know about the armory, guys. He doesn't know about the armory. So this is going to be a very big surprise for TLO. Oh my god, unless he scouts it. Ooh, the Overlord stops. All right, no scout. Oh, hey, look, he's scouting it. The Hive cluster is under attack. Only one Banshee here. The Banshee's cloaked and there's no mobile detection, so it's just getting damage done over on the left side. Needs to just hold position back here. Lings try to get on top of these Hellbats. They're not all grouped together, so a bunch of them will go down. Only 2 drones dying so far. You know what? This attack did absolutely not nearly as much damage to TLO as I think either me or Jason thought it would. Queen stay alive. Let's take a look at what was lost there. Resources-wise, slightly in TLO's favor. 2 drones, 30 Lings, and a Queen. So it kind of paid for itself for Jason, but it didn't get much done, and his 3rd CC isn't quite done yet. I guess it's, you know, it's not that late of a 3rd CC. I don't know if it did enough damage. TLO has a lot more drones coming out behind him, man. He's going up to 60 workers right now. Because he doesn't really have much to be afraid of, right? He killed all the Hellions that were on the map. A couple more are going to try to come up, but looks like the Queens will push them away. There's a lot of Queens out. 6 Queens out right now? All right, it's not as many as I thought. I just saw them all in one picture. But as the Roach Warren and the Lair finishes up, I'm interested in what we're going to see here from TLO. Straight to a Hydra Den. Well, that's interesting. Okay, Infestation Pit as well. That, I don't want to say it's less interesting, but it makes a lot of sense. Lurkers is the plan. And I asked this question earlier. It's been answered for me. Speed Banshees is a go. So we've got 2 Banshees going to be hitting the main base. They don't have speed yet, but they're just going to try to get a little bit of damage done. Oh, there's detection over here. They killed a Link. They'll get some creep tumors. It takes 3 Banshees to one-shot a creep tumor, so sadly, they don't get this one back here. TLO found the armory. Oh no, he found it. And we do see Battle Mech coming up as Blue Flame and Magfield accelerators are being made at the same time. Let's take a look and see if TLO knows that. Helps if I hit the right buttons. Yeah, so he's seen absolutely everything. Must have had an Overseer go through the base. Jason, in the meantime, hasn't spotted the Hydra Den or the Infestation Pit. He knows there's Roaches and Lings out. I don't really know why these Hellions are trying to save this armory. I guess they can trade decently with the Lings in the meantime. At least, like, punish these 4 Lings for coming over here. But he can't. He'd have to drop a mule to save that, and he's not upgrading from it, so it's definitely not worth it. Well, Speed Banshees are hitting out. Speed Overseers come over to try to push them away. Turns out Speed is pretty good for both of them. All right, look at these 3 Banshees cruising around. They get 4 kills. I think they got Creep Tumor as well. Maybe a Queen? Yeah, maybe a Queen. A couple drones, Creep Tumors. All they need to do is kind of consistently get damage and not die. Not dying is actually the most important part of something like a Speed Banshee. Flying around, forcing TLO to constantly react, constantly be spending his APM on that, and not dying. Because the more Speed Banshees you get, the better they are. A couple Cyclones pairing with these as well now. I don't know if that was on purpose or what. Anamuyos. 100 bits. Thank you, my friend. Oh man, I'm not gonna say that out loud because I'm casting a professional event here, but I appreciate that. Oh, and TLO doing. See, this is the kind of stuff. When do you ever see anybody do this? And this is actually really huge against a Terran. Terrans have to spend their money on their production constantly. So delaying that production means he's, I don't know, I guess he can spend his money, but you just have less units. So that's just it. It's really important on those kinds of structures. And TLO is one of the very few people we see do this kind of stuff. I love that he pulls that army out of position. He's going to come over here and try to hit this base. Morphs into Hellbats. He wants to try to take it out. I don't know if he's going to get it, though. Yeah, okay, never mind. He's going to get it. He's going to dive for it. He is going to lose all of these units, though. Ooh, the Lynx, you're on the Hellbats. That's not what you want. TLO pulls them back smartly. Jason does lose a lot of his ground army. Let's see what he's got back at home. He's got a handful in the main. He's maybe a little worried about a Nidus, I think. That might be why he's keeping units in the main. Maybe he just hasn't rallied. But he's going to pull everything out now. He's got a 5th base set up. And he just took out TLO's 5th base. Or he's got a... Sorry, this is a 4th base. That is now set up. Sensor tower is very central. I think usually we see 2 sensor towers to cover this space. Okay, so there's the 2nd sensor tower going down. This base is trying to be built. I think he's just going to have to cancel that. This is a real attack. Ooh, some yoinks going down. He's got a couple of tanks here to fall back to. Ooh, and a nice anti-armor missile. I'd love for TLO just to focus this down like one volley, but he really wants to try to trade with this army. There goes the cancel. The tanks that were there to fall back to are no longer. But the Hydra count is pretty low. Speed Banshees could be a bit of a problem here for TLO. Jason will chase a little bit. Take a look at supplies. Jason's a little bit behind in army supply, but the worker count's very high for both of them. Should see another 5th base start up pretty soon here for him, I think. Like a 5th CC. He's going for the repair right now. And let's see what we've got behind this for TLO. More Vipers coming out. Oh my god. He's got 5 Vipers. He's getting 3 more. That is a huge, huge Viper count. And that's going to be really powerful. Each Viper has 2 yoinks, right? Is that right? How much does it take to yoink? It doesn't tell me. I'm pretty sure each Viper has 2 abducts available at any given time. He kills his own Vespian guys by accident. Oops. Not supposed to do that. I like that he's not just stealing from the hive. We've seen that bite some players in the back before. Jason's trying to put some pressure on here. He's got the Speed Banshees on the right-hand side, but there's triple Spore at this base, making it extra tough for him to do anything. Oh, and TLO's going for the surround here. This take not a great trade over here. He's going to yoink some units forward, but there's actually not a ton of Zerg here. Yeah, the rest of the Hydras and Roaches and Ravagers come on over. The Banshees come in to join with this. Ooh, we got a Parasitic Bomb. Jason needs to split. He does split. A really nice split there. And a couple of Widow Mines actually take out the Overseers. I love the addition of a few Widow Mines. That can really punish things that might speed forward or end up a little further ahead, like Vipers, Overseers, even just the occasional handful of Roaches or Hydras. You got a big repair going down here, but there's a lot of units that need repairing. TLO is going to rotate around, but there is a sensor tower here. Oh, that 5th CC, I thought it might be done, but he never restarted that. Sensor tower gets snippety sniped, but a lot of these units are still very low. I guess they're not very low. There's a few units in the orange. This poor 1 Banshee in the red. Looks like this base will be able to get set up. TLO is going to pull back. He's got his Lurker Den on the way. I thought he was going to have this Lurker Den out a lot earlier, but he decided against that. And now Jason's starting to push. He wants to try to get some pressure on. Well, a few abducts being used here, but the army isn't in a great position to abduct. Now it is. This is the kind of engagement TLO wants to take, where Jason's trying to retreat and TLO is chasing, killing units on the way out. Jason does get the hatchery, though, and I think trade's okay with the army. If we take a look at the supplies, it is in favor of Jason right now, and TLO has never taken a 6th base. So right now we have the Terran player on more bases. Of course, as I say that, the command center finishes up. Nice timing, Chicken Man. Good timing. You're a good caster. Oh, thanks, me. I appreciate it. Yeah, Jason on more bases right now than TLO. Couple Roaches maybe looking for a counterattack or just to defend this area. I wouldn't hate to see them kind of just stand up here and chill. There's a planetary here and the sensor tower as well. All right, this small part of the army is hitting on the right-hand side. Jason going to move around with another small part of the army to hit this base, which doesn't exist. I think Jason's going to be really happy to find out this base doesn't exist. The Banshees find that little Roach attack that was going to try to come in and do something. They'll take it out. The majority of the army is over here for TLO. He's yoinking all over the place. Anti-armor missile means he probably doesn't want to keep chasing. I'm really worried here for TLO. Ooh, he's got some infestors out now, though, and that's going to mean he can stall for a lot longer. Remember that lurker den is now finished, actually. He was getting the lurker upgrades, so he can get some lurker boys out. Oh my god, but there's no detection. The Speed Banshees come in, they snipe a base. They will get yoinked, so it looks like the Speed Banshees are donezo. Oh, but these Cyclones, they want this base. They want this base. They're not going to get this base, but they want it. And TLO, he loses his 4th. His 5th base is very low. In fact, this Banshee is going to come in, and he's going to go for it. He's going to go for it. It just needs a fungal. All right. I was going to say, there's no Hydras here, but that Banshee was on, like, a hit point. Almost gets it, keeps it very low. So TLO has to be super protective of this base if he wants to keep it alive. There were lurkers over here, but it looks like they've moved somewhere. Oh, they've hit this location. A scan goes down and actually spots those 2 lurkers. I think one of them must be just in range here. So the Liberators are going to siege up on top. He's going to scan and either kill them with the libs, or if they try to get up and leave, the Cyclones will take them out. Another scan. Nicely done. Jason does have 4 orbitals, 5 orbitals here worth of scans. That is a good amount of scan energy. Changelings all over the place. TLO needs to slow the pace of this game down. His economy has not been great if we look at the income. It's been Jason favored for the last few minutes. Oh, he wants to move out. Oh my god, but look at this tank count. Behind all of this, Jason has been making these big siege units, beefy siege units. Oh, big fungal does go down on a lot of these light units. That's a lot of damage. Oh my god, and the parasitic bombs are actually going to kill almost every single Liberator here. These 2 on literally 5 hit points. Oh, some beautiful blinding clouds. Jason did not split his tanks. His tanks were all grouped together. The blinding clouds will mean that TLO is going to clear this entire army. A beautiful engagement there from our Zerg player. And Jason gets knocked back into the Stone Ages. He's on 130 supply, and so much of it is in production. He has almost no units out on the map. TLO is going to keep on pressing in. There's a tank and a planetary here. The units are going to start rallying over to this section. I say sector, but that sounds goofy. Jason has vision. He knows this is where the army is. TLO, in the meantime, is double expanding for the first time. Oh, that hatch is actually misplaced. For the first time in this game, TLO has the map control. He doesn't have to be afraid of attacks and counterattacks and splitting his army. He actually traded really, really well with Jason there. When we look at the resources lost, it's in favor of TLO. And I think before that engagement, it was probably closer to even, if not in favor of the Terran player. Scan goes down to try to take these lurkers out. They're going to get some transfuses, but they will both go down. He gets that last shot. It looks like all this army is going to fall, though, for it. Well, maybe not. All right, it stays alive. Very red and orange here. Jason's going to go for the double expand at the same time, hitting on the left top side so he can take the double expand on the lower side. He's going to be putting up turrets. He's got planetaries morphing. I think by the time TLO gets down here, it will be pretty fortified. Jason has gotten enough army now to be able... Oh my god, I've never seen that many changelings before. Jason's gotten enough army up to at least hold one of these bases. Oh, he's got to be careful of the workers. Tank's trying to get sieged up. Liberator's trying to get sieged up. Those libs can get yoinked. There's not a ton of anti-air here. 4 Cyclones are kind of the only anti-air, so the Vipers have not free reign, but pretty decently free reign. The Liberator's getting yoinked. Oh! Yeah, the Raven gets yoinked. Hydra's got to be careful, though. They're stepping into lib zones, and there's 2 lurkers here. Oh, nice blinding cloud. Those spells really help him. One of the lurkers goes down. I think the other one's still alive under here. Yeah, it's still alive under here. In the meantime, oh my god, big lurker and Hydra counterattack on the left side. Gonna take that planetary out. Kills a ton of SCVs. TLO for the first time in his game, I think, on an worker lead. The workers step back a little bit. Jason's gonna lift up these orbitals and land one. And all the bases on the map have been taken now. Honestly, you know what I wouldn't hate? Is to see him build a planetary here. Just in front of that orbital. Sometimes a good way to make up for the fact that you just had to replace your planetary with an orbital. Or he's just got to send some units over here. There's a lot of units coming over for TLO. In fact, the majority of TLO's army is over on this left side. Jason's got to respond to this. A nice blinding cloud goes down. The Liberators can only do so much. They're trying to take out some of these Hydras. Hydras are sitting in the lib zones for a while. Still 2 lurkers here. Oh, more yoinks going down. These Vipers have just done so well. I'm a little surprised we're not seeing Jason. Oh my god, the Fungals. Well, Fungal doesn't affect the tanks too much. There's only 1 tank here, though. That tank goes down. Jason's got to give this position up. He just can't fight under it. And the orbital goes down. Granted, a lot of this has been mined. But these 2 bases are way more important for Jason. I actually love that he left a lot of units here to defend this. Because this base, I mean, it's important, you know. But it was the 4th base, right? So it's not nearly as important as maybe it once was. So many changelings. So many changelings. I feel like there should be a limit on how many changelings can be on the map. Scan goes down to see what's going on up here. Check if there's an army. There's another sensor tower, very forward sensor tower for Jason. Doesn't have a lot on the left side, though, since his base went down. Looks like he's retaking the refinery and just long distance mining for now. Oh, massive Hellion run by, though. They're going to morph into Hellbats. That is going to be a dead base if he just targets it down. There's no way to clear that in time. And that's a lot of Hellions going to die. Ooh, they're going to morph back into Hellions here. And I think those morphs made him realize that he didn't have the speedy morph. What is that called? I don't know the upgrade name right now. Smart servos. There we go. We got it. 21 drones die there, knocking TLO back down to 55 workers. He loses this base, which is about as important as that base that Jason lost. Has about as many resources at it. But part of what Jason is losing here is positioning, right? The left side is more important for positioning because now his 3rd base is under assault. And then what comes next is his main natural. That's a lot harder for TLO to push into, though. We've got tanks sieging up here. High ground tanks, across the bridge tanks. Although the Vipers are out in full force, there's so many of them. I'm really surprised that we haven't seen Jason go for like maybe 8 Vikings. How many Vikings does it take to one-shot a Viper? It's got 150 hit points. What do Vikings do per shot? I feel like maybe 10 Vikings to one shot. Jason's gonna go for this hatchery. It's getting transfused for days. Cyclones are locked onto it, but there's too much transfused energy. Cyclones are quite good against buildings, but not good enough, I guess. And it will fall only down to half health. TLO maybe wants to try to attack this base. This is extremely fortified. I'm really, again, surprised we haven't seen too many Vikings. These Vipers have just been so clutch for TLO. And if he's able to even shave 1 or 2 off every engagement with those Vikings and punish TLO for being a little too forward with them, could be huge. Ooh. No scan. Gotta back up a little bit. A lot of yoinks going down. Ooh, a lot of lock-ons. Couple of Vipers falling here. Oh, not a lot of anti-air, though, once again. Jason going heavy anti-ground. A lot of these units end up dying. Basically a big trade there, but TLO is the one who falls further down in supply. He will remake a lot of it immediately. Supplies both plummet to about 150. TLO took this base. He's going to try to mine the rest of these minerals and gas. Again, a lot of this is about positioning. Jason's position on the map now, he has the bottom third of it. But while those Hydras are in production, Jason's going to come in here and try to trade with a lot of the units. He'll take out this base, kill 6 drones. Ooh, and the Lings come in to try to win this fight. That's not what they want to do. Not a lot of Hydras here either. They got to be careful not to get too close to the Hellbats. This will obviously be cleared. It's just a small group of units. In the meantime, Liberators sieging in positions that really don't affect too much. This is a little more concerning for TLO, as this base will fall this time, right? Tell me it will. Tell me he gets it. All right, just barely, but he nabs it. And that's very good for Jason, as the mining for TLO is pretty low. And Jason, yeah, look at this. This mining for Jason's been much better recently. The trades, though, still in favor of TLO. We're hitting the 26-minute mark. The base is, map rather, is getting very close to being mined out. Finally, that other Liberator's taken out. I'm sure he has lib range by now. Pretty sure I saw the big shots. And it's a very tank-heavy force. Now we have 5 Vikings on the way. Now we have 5 Vikings on the way. And I like this switch. Upgrade-wise, those Vikings are going to have +2 attack. +2 attack, man. Those are going to be some strong Vikings. Ooh, Jason's going to come in here. We'll clear this. Oh, but that splash damage. Man, those lurkers really pulling some weight there. The base gets taken out. The drones that were here get taken out. But how about this army? I don't know if TLO really wants to fight with just this part of his army. I don't know if he has too much more. I guess the lurkers on the backbone and the Vipers using their yoinks and blinding clouds are going to be enough. Jason's got more tanks where that comes from. Oh, and he's going to catch these lurkers on the retreat. Grabs one of them. TLO continuing to spread his creep from this top side. Jason going to rotate around, scans to see if the army is anywhere nearby. This base is back up, but it's not mining at all. It is 0% mining. And now that we have Vikings out, these Vipers have to be ever so careful, and they've got to sit behind the Hydras. They have to let the Hydras protect them. And Jason's trying to outposition the Vipers. Ah, look at that. He kills one before the fight even starts. And the yoinks are used on the Vikings, which means the rest of this army is just chilling down here, continuing to take this position. You know what I kind of love? If Jason keeps pushing on this side, he can take this base and do exactly what TLO did to him. We see some lock-ons go down on the hatchery. He wants to make sure to get it. He will get it. Ooh, anti-armor missile on the Vipers. Transfuses on the Vipers as well. Not a lot of Vikings left over here. Scans to make sure he gets those kills on the lock-ons. I think Jason's really looking good in this game. He's going to continue pushing and pressuring from this side. TLO pulls back. He might actually try to rotate around and go down here. He's going to retake this hatchery. Nope, he's not going to retake this hatchery. He's Hellion say no. This base was never retaken. There's very little mining left to be done from it. There's a little bit more on this one. I think Jason's plan is to take that base. Eventually, maybe. Kind of. Who knows? Oh my god, that bungle. That is a disgusting bungle. It doesn't really kill much, though. A lot of it's low. TLO's going to go in. He's pulling the trigger. He's got a blinding cloud, a really nice position blinding cloud, but the anti-armor missile is fantastic, and there's so many tanks spread out so well that even if TLO clears this, it'll be at great cost, and that's an if. That's not going to happen. Jason brings the rest of his army over what he's been producing, and there's just too much here. There's not enough units to combine with these spellcasters. He's getting blinding cloud for days, but there's just too many units here for Jason, and I think we're going to see GG in game number 1. JuggernautJason going to take the first game in what is looking to be an epic series here. A 30-minute game to start us off. TLO's not tapping out yet. He's still got some units on the left-hand side. He's still got some lurkers, but he's losing his hive. He's trying to make units out here, and he's not doing great. He's going to lose all of his tech. He can go for a counterattack on the bottom side, maybe. But I don't think it's going to be... I just don't see what TLO can do to win this game at this point. He's on 2 base mining. In fact, he's about to lose his main hatch and be on 2 base. Not even just 2 base mining. 2 base. Because, you know, Jason's on 2 base mining. Oh my god. Oh, that lurker. Sending a few units over to try to deal with this. Well, some wing's gonna try to hit somewhere. But the main's been completely cleared here. There's a lot of Vipers still in the sky. I just think Jason has too much. I would love to see him take this base. But it looks like the last of the ground army here of TLO going to be cleared. He's down to 24 army supply, and it's pretty much all Vipers and Queens. He has a Roach Warren. He's going to build 6 Roaches. He's not giving up yet. The Hellions morph into Hellbats. There's our GG. TLO is fighting it out to the very end. He has the heart of a champion. And, I mean, you know, he knew Jason wasn't on a great economy. He can't see everything we can see. So, it's a lot harder to gauge exactly where you are in the game. I don't hate that he kept playing that one. That is a nice flower emote. Anamuyos. What a game, though, guys. That was a great game 1. Hopping to game 2 here. Guys, if you want to check out the other streams as well, other casters that are streaming, check out juke.gg/sc2. You can keep tabs on all the games. I clicked on the wrong lobby and I was hoping they didn't start without me. They didn't, thankfully. Thank you, TLO and Jason. Yeah, if you want to check out... If you want to check out the other games that are going on, check out juke.gg/sc2. It's good for pretty much any of these kind of tournaments where there's a lot of coverage. It's a good way to go. Creighton's in this one with us, as is Bel Air, if you speak German. Cranky Ducklings, though, I think they're in Namshar versus Ryuichi. Zombie Grub is casting Masa versus... Is that right? I can't read it. Masa versus Vindicta. Ooh, that's a good one. Beowulf is in Jon Snow versus Foxer. Captain Canuck is also in Masa versus Vindicta, as is Renegade. There you go. But I thank you for hanging out with the Chicken Man today. I appreciate it. I just want to make you let you know there's other options out there, and they are all good people. Some of them are even great people. Speaking of great people, here we are on Lightshade and spawning in the lower right-hand corner. Now a member of the Shopify team. It is TLO. And his opponent in the upper left-hand corner, a member of the team of My Heart. It is JuggernautJason, who was able to take that game 1, a very spectacular game 1, really a slugfest. That's the kind of TVZ that is so fun to watch. It really makes me miss BattleMech. We don't see it as much anymore at the highest levels. I remember when BattleMech first came on the scene, it was one of my favorite kind of styles. I love seeing like splitting up the army like that, and TLO trying to deal with it using the Vipers. He had so many Vipers. They were absolutely clutch. Like, those Vipers were the reason why TLO was in that game for 30 minutes. I do feel like we didn't see the Infestors get to really do much. There were a couple of really good Fungals, but I don't know. There were a bunch of Infestors out for a long time, I felt like, and I didn't see them do much. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they were scared of the siege tanks. That's a fair thing for sure. This game so far, starting out normal, starting standard. Reaper expand, hatch gas pool, SCV gonna scout that. I hope game 2 looks a lot like game 1. I think it probably will. And that game, one of the best things about that game, and any game really, is when it's extremely close like that. Super, super back and forth. Those are always the best games. Lots of action and a very close game. And that's what we often see in TVZ with BattleMech or Bio. There's lots of action. And it's really hard to tell because at any point, both of those armies are so fragile. It is very possible to throw away either of those armies. Extremely possible. Scarily possible. Once again, some nice Reaper control here out of Jason. He's gonna grab a Ling. Oh my god. He gets a Ling, dude. Who is this? Bjorn? Bjorn? Lings are gonna try to head across the map here. Should see a couple Hellions start up and be able to stop these Lings from doing any damage, though, if they try to run in. But yeah, the armies are both extremely fragile. Until you start to get to lurkers, they're a lot less fragile. They tend to be very good at not dying. They're pretty dang good at not dying. But like Hydras and Vipers, so I was a little surprised they didn't make those Vikings sooner. I think those ended up being really clutch for him. Ooh, can he get the one mule? He's gonna go for the one mule. I think Jason tried to repair, but didn't get the repair off. Mule goes down, all the Lings fall, though. So the timing on the Hellions ended up being real nice. I think TLO might have been trying to wait until they left. Oh, we have a Liberator opening here from Jason. Okay, so not... Oh, fuck. I kicked a chair and there was glass bottles next to it, and I almost knocked them over, but not quite. I was a little afraid. Those Cloak Banshees did a lot of work for him last game. Oh, we actually see Stim. All right, so no BattleMech on this map. He's going straight for that Stim action. So we're gonna see some Bio. I do know Jason has favored BattleMech recently. Obviously, we saw last game. And in his series against Armani. When was that? Was that just yesterday? Was that really yesterday? Or was that last week? Is it bad that I can't remember? No, it was last week. It was last week. Okay, never mind. I remember talking about it after, on like Wednesday. Anyways, I've seen him go BattleMech a lot recently. But, you know, very good with Bio as well. And it looks like... Okay, Hellion's gonna dive in here. Queen on the ramp. Not enough to block, though. 3 Hellions and the Reaper get in. Drones coming off the line. Oh, but a lot of drones gonna get roasty toasted. And all these units are still alive to keep roasting and toasting. Oh my god. The Reaper goes down. Oh, 25 drones. Oh my god, this Lib has 9 kills in the meantime. Jason gets massive, almost game-ending damage done with his Hellions and Liberator. Wow.